It's a great idea.
Might be something on, using social media to build your build your awareness. If we want to do that, and it might be because I think the holiday session's pretty much full, isn't it already?
We do have it scheduled. I mean, it just depends on how long those tutorials come in at.
Well, we might do it, on a separate time then. Because one of the rules about job finding is it's really hard in the run up to Christmas.
I know
Yeah,
it is.
that's for
It's really
sure.
hard.
So,
No, exactly. No one's around.
Yeah, but you have to be all prepared because as soon as the new year starts, everybody has a new budget and they are ready to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
you're right about that, Steve. You want to be up at the head of the queue when they start grabbing people.
Yep.
Anyway,
Well, right now we have 2 tutorials. We have a SAS, Joseph was going to do our SAS tour, and then Arvin and Sasha are working on the demo for SIFT and Ortelius and Jenkins pipeline, which I think Sasha's made a lot of progress on. We certainly could do, some kind of session on resumes. I have not done a resume in quite some time. I have, last summer I helped Steve's niece and her boyfriend get their resumes pulled together. There's a lot to be taught though around the problem with submitting now online resumes, because the bots, they're doing massive pattern matching and sometimes it's not useful. So we had to hide like keywords in white on resumes so they would pop up.
mhm.
So, maybe we think about doing a job seeking resume workshop at the beginning of the year.
I would be more inclined to do that because I think it takes a little while to do one. And it
Yes.
takes some time to prepare one.
Yeah.
So those of you that are on the call that are in that process, what do you think?
I'm
I
ready to
think
rumble. My CV is like a knife cutting through butter. It's ready to roll, but you can always improve it, right?
Well, you could also share what you did so that if other people want to cut butter,
Yes.
You can go look at my resume and you can tell me if anybody wants to go look at it. I have a portfolio which I borrowed from the academic people out there
mhm.
and the artists. So I decided I'm gonna make a portfolio for myself, a technology one.
Okay, well, tell you what, want to put the link to your resume? You just did. Okay.
Yeah, it's all there.
I think
Okay.
that's a great idea. Yeah.
All right. Well, Tracy, we can talk maybe separately about doing something to get this scheduled.
So let's just do some bullet points here. What resume writing would be one.
Uh,
Submitting to
My wife is
online,
good at writing resumes. She helps me. I
submitting
have
to online.
superpowers with my wife.
There you go. So I'd say resume workshop would be one.
Yeah.
So part of it's tips on writing, and maybe even if people want us to look at their resumes and give comments, they
Yeah, exactly.
send them in early. Um, I think you were also saying using social media to build your brand awareness.
Hmm. That's what I call LinkedIn. I call LinkedIn my front of house. And then my portfolio is like my detailed business card.
Well, there's no question that the point of a resume or portfolio is to get an interview.
Yeah, exactly. You
And
got to
then
sell yourself like a
what do
product.
you guys think about I don't know, maybe making practice interviews for people available. Does anybody think they could use that?
I think that's a great idea. I think practicing interview is a brilliant idea. I could definitely use it. You're always going to be able to get an improvement, right?
Yeah, mock interviews are anytime better, yeah.
I just did a 3-round round of interviews, and it's the same. It's like a recipe, right? The
Oh,
recruiter
yeah.
talks to you, then it's like the tech. If you make it past that, then you get the technical one, and then after that, it's the can you be put in front of clients one, or will they run away?
Yeah, Arvin just posted a practice interview site.
Yeah.
Maybe the other bullet point would be, resources for job seeking. There's every once in a while you see some really good stuff on places like LinkedIn. I haven't been keeping a log of them, but I bet we could put something together for that, Tracy.
I think it'd be a great resource for our website, for the Ortelius site. So a place
Yeah,
where we
that
could
is.
share different resources.
Yeah, it's true.
Okay, let's
So,
make that a task for our for the new year. I think it's a great
Yeah.
idea.
so Tracy, when we say this resume writing, this will not include like whole lot domains, right? This will be like a few positions related to, technical or non-technical. We have to like narrow down the scope as well, right?
Yeah, so what I observed in watching recent graduates get resumes out there was that they were having to have a resume for every job that they submitted to.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being is that the HR sites now, they'll just look at the resume and they'll look for the keywords that they're trying to match to.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you forget to put down that you were writing in Python, you're kind of screwed.
Totally.
Because it's not going to pop up. So I think that if we do a resume, if we do this one, we should focus on how to cater and match your resume to a job description. Because I think that's the hardest part.
Also, I think a lot of recruiters are using AI, and and depending how the AI is working, you also just you'll never make it, right? You don't know how the AI has been programmed.
Can we invite a recruiter for this session so he or she
I
can
was-
tell us?
I was thinking that that would be a good idea if we knew if we had a recruiter that we could invite to have that to do some of
Yeah,
these
like
sessions.
we can do one thing, like he or she can do a quick presentation, then live resume review of some of the folks.
Okay.
If we can bring some recruiters from Google, I have been hunting out recruiters from Google.
Okay. And maybe the Links Foundation has some recruiters that would be willing to pass on to us.
My trick, I don't know if this is a good one, but I always go look for their company values, and then I see if they're even aligned to their own values. I've caught lots of companies off guard like that. People just suddenly have a bit of a pause moment, and they're like, because a lot of the time they put all this fluff on their site, how amazingly family orientated they are and caring about their employees. But when you go and check it out, you actually hear what it's like to work there. It's completely the opposite. That's what's
I
sad.
bet.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a holiday party coming up. Where are we in that? This week I have my job this week is to get badging, get the badges awarded. and the beer and donuts ready. And in that we'll do, you know, kind of a year in review, roadmap, and awards. So it doesn't look like Joseph on today, but I can reach out to him to see how he's doing on his recording. I've been playing with that, so I'll have a backup recording if he doesn't get it done. So that leaves us to the 15-minute tour of Cyclone DX or SIFT and Ortelius and Jenkins. Where are we with that session? This one.
I'm trying to get my Jenkins pipeline to work. That's why I booked some time with Steve after this.
Okay.
But it's last time we were talking about it with Steve, you can use the Surefire reporting tool, which plugs into Maven and then actually puts the report in Maven in Jenkins for you right by your job. But obviously that's not, I don't know if that's what, I don't know if that correlates to Ortelius, right? I'd have to share my screen to show you what I mean.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted out after this, Sasha.
I hope so, Steve, but I don't know because I'm using Kubernetes as my build pods and stuff, and getting all kinds of weird stuff. But yeah, I hope so. I might have to buy you a present to say thank you.
We'll get it. You're probably very close.
Thanks.
Don't go buying him presents. He's just going to expect them from everyone else.
Okay, the other thing that we have on the list to talk about is the CI/CD cybersecurity group.
Maybe a Ferrari for Steve.
So the we have created a CI/CD cybersecurity repo. If any of you are interested in participating, update the README file and add your name to this list. Whoops, to this list here. I still have yet to get things set up that I don't have access to do. For example, we need a mailing list. We need a Slack channel on the CD Foundation site, Slack site. So there's some stuff that I'm working with the with CDF to get done. And then we have to have an official vote from the TOC. There was no objection to it when I brought it up, so I don't anticipate a problem with it. And the goal is to start doing proper announcements for this starting in January.
Can you put a link to the same question Kate just asked?
Yes, I will do that. There is the site. I will also put it in this doc.
Oh, cool. My name's already here.
Add your name to the read.me file if you're interested in participating. So we'll have some work to do on this project. What we're going to need to do is do some outreach to the other CD Foundation projects and make sure that they're on board. But I'd also like to reach out to some of the OpenSSF companies that are doing security that need to be added to the CD pipeline and to try to get them in the door as well. I think that the trick is going to be we need help. The Linux Foundation really is going to have to help. We'll just say the CD Foundation is going to need to understand that we need help getting people in there. like, you know, Didisi, who's the president of the governing board, the chair of the governing board, he's probably going to have to do some outreach for us.
It's a very cool initiative that going to be nice to do.
I
That you
think
think that-
so.
Yeah, it's super cool.
So we, just as a background, I've been waiting for this for quite some time. So the OpenSSF, they originally, when I was on the board, they had given their TAC, their Technology Advisory Council, the mandate to go and build standards around what tools should be used in this DevOps pipeline. I never saw anything come from it. And shortly after that, they created the Sterling tool chain, which was supposed to identify tools that need to be used. And then there was another one, I think there's a security tooling working group, but none of them have ever associated themselves to how to build it out in the DevOps pipeline. So that's really going to be the goal of this, is what does cybersecurity look like in a CI/CD pipeline? Where does it need to be? We might even be brave enough to name tools. Say at this stage, you should use this set of tools. At this stage, this is what these sets of tools do. This is where they should be implemented. Where do we do all of these new activities? So that is the goal.
Yeah, I'd suggest rather than simply naming tools, it might be at this stage of the pipeline, you need a tool that can do the following thing. Here are some examples.
Yeah, okay.
And, in other words, focus it on what amount to architectural building blocks.
Yeah.
And Kate may have a view on that too.
Well, I guess I was thinking, from one perspective, I mean, that's sort of something that we were doing with the open group. And that is, when we made that spreadsheet, we weren't necessarily naming the brands, but we were naming the tools in which to use.
Yeah.
And yeah, and so it wouldn't be a big jump to add tools.
I can talk to John Linford about that. That project basically died when you and a couple other people left Open Group. But because we didn't have enough people to sustain it, and Rob Ackershock got interested in other things.
I actually tried to. I mean, I'm still with the Open Group. I just was not allowed to serve on the security group anymore, Tony, because because
I know exactly how that works. Anyway, Tracy,
Okay.
we may have something we can contribute. And I
So,
will.
great. I wonder if we can pull that in from the open group as a starting point.
I do have the content, so if John,
Yeah, so Kate's got content. I have some.
I have all the content.
Okay, I can see if I can get. I'll talk to John Linford about it too.
Yeah, find out, because man, I put a lot of work into that. And
I know you did.
yeah,
And
so I'm a person who believes in sharing and sharing openly.
So
Me too.
I've got 3 meetings with John Linford in the next 3 hours, so.
All right.
The thing is, if you've done a lot of work on that, it's hard to just see it sit someplace that nobody's using it.
It kills me, Tracy. It really. I
It
feel like
does.
I literally put, I'm telling you, like a ton of hours into this, and I would be so happy, and personally, I really saw, because I was working with another person, somebody who was services. I'm sorry to I'm not trying to go off into a tangent, but just something really quick. So you really see the difference, and something that I continued to come across when I was with IBM. When you have services and product, it's almost like the two things clash. And when you're with a services-based person, anything easy goes out the door. I'm not trying to, well, I'll just be honest. So basically, at the end of the day, you really do get money for working with more difficult tools from a services perspective. And so it's very hard within a business to introduce fast, efficient tools because you take away a service element. Overall, when we talk about the Industrial 5.0 revolution and human machine teaming, it's something I keep trying to tell people. It just is not real. And if we could just let this movement happen where we can go to easier tools, it will really advance us to the place that we need to be. So I have a lot to say about this, and I'm really,
Yeah.
I can keep going.
There's an assumption behind companies like IBM and like OpenText too, I think, and some others that any
Yeah.
tool will be accompanied by an army of consultants.
Right. And literally, I mean, I heard them. It's, you know, it was really quite a fine balance when building up the IBM security brand. I mean, that was such a hard thing between, you know, ArcSight and QRadar and, you know, even the different type of application scanning tools. And if we don't, it's something that I often worry about with cybersecurity. And yeah, so, and with that, you know, I was just about to send you guys off my resume. I'm happy again for you guys to share it. I'm not looking for a job, but you can, somebody I know, you know, did my resume, and I'm happy if you guys want to take a look at it. And I think they did a good job, but you know,
Okay, well, we'll fold that into the, resume workshop. Tracy or Steve or whoever, do I really have to fork the document in GitHub just to add my name as a volunteer?
I don't know.
I think so. I I think that's the way they have the repo set up.
It appears to be. Can I suggest we just take the names and one person do the fork and add the volunteers?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, you want to put down Tony and Kate?
Okay,
Alright.
hang on right now. I'll do
Right,
it.
alphabetical order, Kate and Tony?
Okay.
Is that for the CV thing?
Yeah,
That's for the
CIC, the security, cybersecurity workshop. Which
Oh,
that
somebody
working
has al-
group.
Yeah, somebody has already volunteered you, Sasha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
put him in there because he had
Tracy's a
mentioned that
legend.
he had said he wanted to do it, so I just went ahead.
I've been doing so much of this stuff for Ortelius and in my career lately that I can probably do some things. Oh,
Okay,
Can you add me as well? Okay,
so
Tracy.
rather
Okay.
than continuously everybody forking it to put their name on, maybe, like I said,
All
if we could-
right, I got it. Kate, is there anybody you want to say you're working for?
no, I'm good. Sorry.
independent consultant.
I'm gonna just make you Ortelius security team. Utkarsh,
yes.
what about you?
Can you put that next to my name too?
Yeah, I can.
You can put it next to mine too. What the heck?
It pays, you know.
I'm employed by Ortelius. Yes.
Yeah, I think Ortelius looks good for me as well.
Great.
I'm doing the avoiding of employment as much as I can. In fact, pretty successfully.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything, Tony. It's dangerous out there.
People just expect you to do stuff and keep
So,
schedules.
do we have, I need your GitHub handle for this too.
Okay, let me get it. I think it's on my computer.
Mine appears to be my email address. That's what I used to log in anyway.
All right.
Okay, got a bunch of chats going on out here. Do we have?
I shared mine in the chat.
Arvin, you said you shared Jing's, it looked like. Are we Jing, are you volunteering yourself out there? She's quiet today.
Oh, no, no, sorry, that's fine. No, yeah, I can.
Okay, and do you want to put down an employer or where you are?
Yeah, I just put consultant down there or freelance. Yeah.
Bunch of freelancers.
Okay,
Yeah, the career path thing doesn't seem to like full-time employees in technology anymore. They just want freelancers and like contractors.
Hmm.
That's what I've noticed. It's just mostly uh, contract work.
Yeah. And
Is anybody interested on a side note? Sorry, Tony, go ahead.
no, I was just going to say I've got to bail out for my next meeting, but great discussion today.
Yeah, find out
Oh,
from
yeah.
John, okay? Because like I have just so much content on that. And I hate reinventing wheels.
Well, I will talk to him. Gosh, I'm with him for 3 hours, starting more or less now.
Okay.
Okay, see you guys later.
okay, thanks.
So on a completely different side note, and I don't, one of the things I'm wondering, is anybody interested in the industrial, what they're calling Industrial Revolution 5.0, like, and how it impacts us from a cybersecurity point of view, human machine teaming, AI. Is anybody interested
That
in?
sounds cool.
It's something that I really talked about a lot and wrote about a lot, and how, you know, we actually kicked it off in 2020. And we still continue to talk about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, even though we're more at 5.0. And it has to deal with, you know, 44 billion IoT devices, how we're not monitoring them. It's really, I feel like I find it interesting. I don't find a lot of other people find it interesting. But, you
That
know,
sounds cool. No, that sounds super interesting.
I would love to, I don't know, maybe do like some sort of presentation around it. Well, I have a presentation around it, but I mean, I don't know if, yeah, I don't know what to do with it or
Can
That's
you
like
share some?
using. Oh,
what.
sorry. Gosh.
I was just asking Kate to share some readouts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
sure.
that's
Just
actually something
anything
I
for
don't know
me.
too much about.
What I can do is, let me see.
Is that like using what are they called? Like using a Raspberry Pi, for example. That's like a single board compute. It's an IoT type of device that you could use to, I don't know, I've heard about in the mining industry. They use these micro devices like Pis, but smaller things that can send back, information about the condition of the truck, for example, right? To get feedback on its, whether it needs repairs or, how heavy it's loaded, stuff like that.
Yeah, let me, I did an article. Um,
They're around like that kind of thing, those type of devices. Or like an Apple tag. That's also kind of an IoT type of device,
definitely,
right?
most
I,
definitely.
I use I use a Samsung tag to track my luggage when I go traveling because I don't trust the airlines when they say they've lost it. So then I can tell them where it is because they can never tell me where it is.
There's sort of an article I did on it around, our threat landscape, and I put a link to it.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Is it in the Zoom chat?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, Danish. Read this.
I mean, we can maybe even use, if you guys wanted, that's something totally different, where it really talks about the Industry 5.0. I don't know, I'm fine if you guys want to, read.
I went to a Hacker One conference and they had some really smart ladies talking about IoT and security. I'll see if I can try and find it again. It was an online conference quite a long time ago.
Anyway,
But they do pen testing on those devices.
Hey, Jean, what's your handle for,
Sorry,
what's your GitHub handle?
I think it's jdchem5@hotmail.com.
Could you, oh, that's your handle for GitHub?
Yeah, I think so. Or just
You got a
jdch5.
Hotmail address. You got a hardcore vintage address.
JD.
CHEM, my surname, and
uh-huh,
then number 5.
JD, okay. All right, so I just need, did somebody find Tony's by any chance?
Oh, I thought Tony shared it, wasn't he?
no, but he did his
He
email.
might have, I've
Oh,
been trying to
email.
type, I'm trying to
Oh.
type and look and see, and I'm getting a little confused. So a ton of stuff keeps coming. And it looked like his email. Trying to update the README doc, update the notes and do everything all at once. It's not working out. I don't know where Tony's went.
They're looking for the one in the Zoom.
I looked and I didn't see one. Let me see.
Oh, here it is.
I have nothing meeting.
I'll stick it in the. Must I put it in the Discord for you?
No, just put it in the chat right there. Don't ask me to
Okay.
open up another window.
Okay. There you go.
So you think it's T Corrado 68?
Yeah, I just copied it from his. I scrolled up through his. I found it in the chat in the chat. He said, yeah, for GitHub, I just log in with tcarada68@gmail.com.
Well, I don't know if that's his handle though.
That's not working.
Yeah, that's
We'll
probably just
see.
his. It's like my handle is Sasha JW, not my email address.
Right. We'll see what this link looks like in a minute here.
Someone should write an app. What is my GitHub handle? Maybe it should be a website for what is my GitHub handle for everything. What is my handle? You can go there on any site.
Okay, how do I preview this? Go. All right. All right, I'll just commit the changes and hope for the best.
You can't break anything, so don't worry about it.
No, I'm not worried about it.
I can fix it later if it gets messed up.
I just don't know if those links are going to be any good. We'll just have to check. I already screwed up. Let me fix this real quick. I forgot a J on hers. Well, that looks right. JD Chen 5. Why didn't it look right when I did a preview of it? Okay, that's weird.
I just looked at my repository. Normally, it's always the project is with prefix of this one though. That's the handle.
Okay. All right. All right. They're out there. Everybody's is out there. All right. I think that we got it covered for today.
Great.
Got a lot of things that we want to do next year. We got the job seeking stuff, and we got the cybersecurity working group, which is outside of the Ortelius project, but it will be a working group within the CD Foundation that will impact us. So it'll be good. All right. I guess the next time we see you guys will be on Beer and Donuts.
I hope you enjoyed your turkeys. I hope they came out all right and no one burnt anything and no one's family's fought.
I did not have to cook anything.
Oh, wow.
But I did wash dishes for an hour and a half.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, it was a lot of dishes.
Sounds like a dishwasher as a Christmas present should be up there on the list.
Yes.
I live in the woods, and I promise you, the day after Thanksgiving, I have a bunch of turkeys every year in the backyard. It's like, hey, we made it another year.
You're talking wild turkey zone. They're hard to catch. There was a reason why Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be the U.S. symbol.
There you go.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
See you later.
Have a great
Thank you.
day. Cheers. Bye.
Good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.